Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
RoadToRuta.com. It is Monday, the 29th of July, 2024. Less than 100 days till this game is over. One way or the other, the game is ending in less than 100 days. That's when we hit the lovely election in the USA, if we have one. I think everything's up in the air. I don't think either side would admit defeat. It's sad. It is sad to see the way our country went, but that's what you get when you lie, cheat, and steal and pretend you're some upstanding citizen in the world stage. What happens is people see through the lies, and that's what's going on right now, especially in the silver market. any country with even the tiniest of U.S. dollars or anything can buy all the silver in the world and end the game when they want. Yes, they would probably get bombed by the United States of America, but hey, that's how the world works these days. Bad guys are looking for a war. Good guys are looking for the destruction of the system. Could go any way. Clearly, the COMEX, silver positions, they are trying to cover the best they can. Why does silver keep going down, Bix? It's right here. It's all laid out right here. These are the moving averages. That's how the game is played. The bankster riggers short into the highs. They short as much as they can, and then they just completely slam it with shorts, unlimited amount of shorts, slam the price down. I mean, Friday, I think it was Thursday. There was 785. Hold on, no, 600 and. Let's get this right here. Come on now. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, 650 million ounces of silver on Thursday was traded to suppress the price. That's like unlimited. That's almost the amount they dig out of the ground in a year. But you can see right here. And what happens, it's right here. It's in the CFTC data. It shows it every time. Who covered their shorts? Right here. Shorts minus, that's close to 15 million ounces. This is close to, and this, you add these two together for the commercial shorts. These are the riggers. And that's 30 million ounces. So the total was, including they added some longs, the net change, we're looking at about 10 million ounces off of, hold on. No, contracts, 50 million ounces. I miss Ted Butler. He was so good at this. So it looks like everybody's getting out of the silver market. You can also tell by the right here. This is the commitment of traders report, and yes, the bad guys still are short. Obviously there's a long and a short for everything, and that's like 800 and something or 785 million ounces is the total open interest on the COMEX. Vast majority of those trades are just banks trading back and forth with each other to rig the price through a company called Virtu Financial. Vinny Viola runs that company. It's a high-frequency trading company. It is an actual authorized participant in SLV, believe it or not. Yes, a high-frequency trading company has been authorized participant from the very beginning. It used to be called EWT LLC, and all they do is rig markets. That's the sole purpose of that entity, run by Vinny Viola. You might have heard of him when Trump tried to put him as head of the army. It's crazy. I mean, that guy was involved in the famous West Point cheating scandal back in like early 80s. That was. Anyway, so what's going on now? As you can tell, even though this is a 9-year chart. Look, the open positions are the highest they've ever been, longs and shorts. But the net position, so a bank will have their short position and then they'll have a long position as well because they trade back and forth with each other and then switch off who's going to be the dog, who's going to be the pony, and it's a dog and pony show. I'd say 95 to 98% of all trades, 100% of the trades, is just these handful of banks trading back and forth with each other. But as you can tell, even though the open interest is way up there, the net commercial position, short position, is way down here, about half of what the total gross is, which is good. because they're going to have to cover those at some point, and that's exactly what they're doing. That's what it shows right here when the slams happen. Now remember, this is as of last Tuesday. So the new report comes out at the end of this week, and that will include these days, the slam days. So I would expect another 50 million ounces to come off the short, which would be a third of all the silver shorts, maybe even more. They just want to get out now. They know the end is coming. They got less than 100 days to get this shit over with. Cliff's data now has mid-August as another big thing. You remember he predicted the mid-July thing with Trump and all that. He has another big thing. He thinks it might be financial. Could be financial. We'll find out mid-August, so look for that. I'm more a September guy. I've been saying September for a very long time because the last ultimate attempt at taking down, like a big try to take down the bad guys, was on September 11th in 2008. And that's what Ruta wrote in the sand. In the Road to Ruta documents coming out of the Fed, they talked about 9/11. They wrote it in the sand, 11 plus 9. And then I think they came out, and then about a year and a half later, we had the ultimate takedown. Senator Ken Jaworski said we had literally hours before the entire system melted down. They had to do something. So will we see that again on September 11th? Probably not the same way. It could be something in the background that we can't see, like the Fed closing shop and not telling anybody, shit like that. Well, we've had a president of the United States that hasn't even been alive for so long. He's been gone for a very long time, but yeah, we're not allowed to know that. Anyway, all right. So yeah, same shit, different day. One very intriguing aspect to this entire thing is, we know J.P. Morgan and Bank of America. Bank of America is kind of petering out now on their closing up their silver leases. As you can tell, they were active for the last 3 years in the COMEX market trying to get their hands on silver. And now they're kind of petering out. Not as much going on with Bank of America. That means the leases have expired. Now, what happens at the end of the lease? They either return the silver or, which I think it might have been a return of silver. It's over 1 billion ounces that they borrowed, leased from J.P. Morgan Chase. Maybe that's where all the silver is coming from that's going into the solar panels and into India. And, with this latest slam, I do expect India to show a huge amount of imports. If they get it under the 200-day moving average, that's the mother of all buy opportunities. It's about $25.89, and right now we're at $27.50. So it's only at $2 or $3, and then that would mean that India and China would open the floodgates and buy every ounce that they can. Now remember, they bought 70 million ounces in February when they last tried to slam the price. So if they get down there, I would expect 150, 200 million ounces to be bought on the physical side and imported into India, and China probably double that. I know, that's a lot of silver. Just remember how desperate they were, the banking cabal at the beginning of 2020s, around that time when J.P. Morgan had to lease, to rig the prices, had to lease Bank of America in a structured deal over 1 billion ounces of silver. That is pure desperation. So I believe that's ending now, and then what's their next desperate act? I don't know. And where are they going to find the silver? I think they'll shut down the markets. They want a war so they can say force majeure, but that ain't going to happen. I don't think. I think the good guys will stop that. Who would we worry? The people don't hate each other. It's the politicians looking for excuses. If there's going to be any civil war in the United States of America, it would be the people of America against their government and against the banks. There's a potential there, and the government and the banks will lose badly and desperately. And some of the social media companies would be included in that operation. So hang on tight, my friends. Commitment of traders are showing basically one thing, that the commercials are trying to close out their shorts. They are desperate to close out their shorts, which is great. That's what we want to see. For those of you following the COTs, commitment of trade, or the EFPs, exchange for physical, right here. Friday, another huge one, which was 11 million ounces. These are contracts on the COMEX that get transferred over to London for delivery of physical, theoretically. 11 million ounces. So the number's big right now for July, another big month. We're on track to have the record amount of EFPs. July is 95 million, probably end over 100 million because we got a couple more days left in July. If you guys haven't looked at HarveyOregonBlog.com, Harvey Oregon does a great job of tracking this. This is contracts that, because the United States is so criminal and has so little silver, they transfer all these contracts over to London, where the big market, physical market is, supposedly. A lot of it's just paper noise. But there is some physical delivery over there. And then, it routes, it was routing the silver that coming out of the LBMA was going through the UAE and then into India because they had a discount on the tariffs. But if you've been on the road to Ruta for the last week, go to the private road and it shows you why that is ending, and another thing, even better, it has taken its place. So a new law in India. Go check that out. So that's what we have right now. We're looking good, believe it or not. Of course, price doesn't mean shit. If you don't know by now that silver should be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 an ounce, I don't know what to tell you. You'll see it. The question is, will you have any physical in your own possession? SLV is not going to be any good for that. They're going to just stop SLV and maybe pay out a little bit, but not much. I think pretty much all of the SLV inventory is already gone or spoken for or leased. Most likely it was leased out, and it's just an IOU sitting there. Another reason why they have to have a Band-Aid pull and not a slow drip. So, very exciting times. Speaking of exciting, Donald Trump promises a U.S. Bitcoin superpower to never sell Bitcoin. Donald Trump promised to fire Gary Gensler, the current SEC chairman, and never sell Bitcoin if he becomes president. Trump wants the U.S. to become the crypto capital of the planet and promises significant crypto innovation. Several Democrats sent an official letter to the Democratic Party and Vice President Kamala Harris requesting more positive crypto approach. Pierre Rocard, Vice President of Research at Riot Platforms, claimed the Democrats' letter came because the polling data and the GOP were overwhelmingly pro-crypto. Of course, cryptos are the future, my friends. It was obvious as soon as I understood what cryptos were, and they weren't some kind of digital made-up thing, and there is such thing as technological scarcity, and the structure of Bitcoin, how it worked and why it was in many ways superior to gold and silver. I know a lot of people on Road to Ruta don't like to hear that. I've been screaming for a very long time. You need both. You do need both. I don't think Bitcoin will be used as money in the United States. We don't need Bitcoin as money. But as store of value, sure. I think what Trump is talking about is the 1 million Satoshi Bitcoin that I think is in the possession of the United States of America. I've been saying that since day one. And it makes sense in many ways. So yes, Bitcoin and other cryptos. I love the head of what was that big investment firm? Head of the big investment firm. It's a huge investment firm with IRAs and all that. She came out and said Bitcoin is a huge distraction of what's going on in crypto. And then she's like, there's actually cryptocurrencies that allow people to share data, share hard drives, share Wi-Fi, share processing power in your local areas to greatly expand the amount of mainly storage. I'd say mainly storage at this moment. AI needs massive storage, and the closer it is to where it's being used, the information, the better off you are. And don't forget, and of course, all that is about Theta and Theta Fuel. So yes, it is. Theta and Theta Fuel are the best cryptos you can possibly own by far. By far. I do believe that Michelle White Dove got it right when she said that Theta is going into the thousands. And that will take, and as a matter of fact, she said that Theta Fuel would go over $10. And if you do that calculation, that's, what is it, 10 to 1? $100? 10? No. I don't remember I remember the calculation that I did. But yeah, Theta Fuel in come September will be able to be, you can download a Theta Edge node on your Android device. September 22nd, I believe the date is. And this all coincides. How many people have an Android device on the planet? I think there's more Android devices than Apple phone. But Android device, any kind of Android device, you can download a Theta Edge node and participate. It's pretty big. I mean, the size and the importance of something like Theta, it should not be discounted. It's like knowing about Microsoft back in the 1980s. And you're like, oh my God, this is going to be huge. Right? And then making your bets and then just waiting. That's where we are. We're in the waiting game. And yeah, I do think, I mean, just the visibility of that ability that like Samsung and Sony could install it on every phone. It's Theta. The Theta technology is a software download. You can install it on every single phone on the planet, every Android device on the planet. It said software download. How many times do I have to scream it? It's a software download. The Theta Edge node, and instantly you'd be sharing your the availability on your hard drive with your computer processing capacity and expanding broadband, which is gigantic these days. So big. So, hey, place your bets, place your bets. All right. Here we go. We are looking at it. Bitcoin pretty much did nothing on the Trump announcement. A lot of the cryptos are rigged just like everything else. 100% rigged. Is it easier rigging with crypto? I don't know. I think the big boys want it so badly that it's not as easy as rigging like gold and silver, because it's pretty easy to take delivery. There's a lot of behind the scenes shit going on. And when they want to make it run, they'll make it run. And they want to slam it, they'll slam it. Very volatile. But hey, if you have both and you're ready to sit on the sidelines with both, have them in your own possession, you're golden. So that's what I got for you today. Again, the silver price is under control by the bad guys. How much longer? I'd say less than 100 days, but we'll find out, right? We sit on the sidelines and we wait. We know where we are and we know why we invested in these assets. It's for the end game, truthfully. I'm not really interested in short-term gains at all. So when you're not interested in short-term gains, you kind of want the price to go down to buy more. I don't root for that, and I would never advise anybody to short anything. I don't care what it is. When you go short on anything, you have unlimited losses, and that's crazy. And that's what the banks have right now with silver. So, you want to join the private road at roadtoruta.com? Go to roadtoruta.com. Click on subscribe today. We're currently giving away 10 Theta, 100 Theta fuel, and 1,000 T-drop. It's all loaded onto a paper wallet and mailed to your front door. This is great for people who don't know much about cryptos. All you got to do is stick this in the safe with your silver and you're good to go. All right? This is Bix. I'll talk to you later.